How did you meet?
Okay, so December 2010, I'd been in and out of some relationships, and I just kind of wanted to write a letter to my future husband at the time, which is kind of crazy. Like, I'm a freshman in high school, but I just sat down one night and I wrote this letter to my future husband, kind of explaining what I wanted to be for him. So, almost a year later, actually, I was going to a different church, and I'd been really liking going to church, and that's when I met Jeb.
So the backstory to this letter, you guys don't even know it. So when Ashley was in middle school or freshman in high school, her church had her write a letter and put it in an envelope. And basically, it was a letter to God saying what she wanted in a husband. Someone that was courageous, that would stand up, that was strong in beliefs, that put God first in a relationship. And I didn't know about it probably till about year 3 of dating. She told me about it. She kept it in her wallet, and we never opened it. She didn't remember what it said. So after the wedding, we got to the hotel, and she gave me the envelope, and we opened up. It was pretty inspiring for how that played out, just because everything that she wrote, I mean, before we even knew about each other or met or anything, this letter described me to a T, and it was pretty crazy. You guys didn't know about that here. Sorry, so that probably took you have no idea what we're talking about, but it was pretty cool. Just how God's plan's bigger than ours, and we might not know it today, but His timing is perfect timing, and that's basically how that letter played out for us, in His plan for us. Before we even knew each other, He knew we were going to be married one day, so it was pretty cool. We met at church, November 2011-ish. We started talking, became friends January 2012 at that church.
What was your first impression?
My first impression of Jeb, he was pretty cocky, and he had another girlfriend at the time, so I wasn't really that interested. He was always almost too nice. Like, it was very authentic, but he'd come over and he was always, talking to the parents, talking to all the kids. So I was like, I don't know, like, he was a little sly for me.
First impressions, she was a good-looking blonde girl, and I was a cocky team roper, and we spent a lot of time in the arena, team roping after church, and we kind of got to know each other there. So I had good first impressions of her. Probably different for her, but those were my first impressions.
When did you know he was the one?
Well, in that letter that I had wrote, I had pretty much told my future husband that I was saving myself until marriage, and I told Jeb that, like, several times. I'm like, hey, this isn't, like, I don't know what you're wanting out of a girlfriend, but you ain't gonna get that from me. And about a year and a half into the relationship, I was kind of like, okay, like, this is for real. He's not messing around.
When did I know she was the one? Most people want to say they knew from the first moment, but we didn't. I'd say it was probably after the end of the first year of dating, because we've been through some battles, and I realized she was the one I wanted to fight it out for, forever.
How did the proposal go?
So it was actually here in the canyon. Surprisingly, for living together, I had absolutely no idea. And I was kind of frustrated with him because I was getting ready to graduate, and we'd always talked like, okay, once we graduate, we're gonna get married and everything else. And I was getting ready to graduate, and he wanted to buy a new saddle. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I need a ring before you be getting a saddle. So he kind of played me off the whole time, like, no, whatever. And he told me he wanted to come down here and take family pictures. And towards the end of family pictures, we were sitting around with all the dogs, all 3 of them, and they're running around, and I go to pick up the little weenie dog Ada and get her turned around to face the camera. And I turn around, and Jeb is down on his knee. So I kind of just looked at him, had no idea what was going on, and he asked the question, and I was like, just nothing came out. So, and then I said yes, so here we are.
Oh, so the proposal was Thanksgiving 2018. We came down here to Palo Duro Canyon with her family to take Christmas photos. The only people that knew were my parents and her dad. towards the end of it, I kind of had some keywords. My mom was a photographer, so I gave her those keywords so I knew I'd be ready for it. And it was kind of surprised for her, which was fun because her whole family was here to witness it and experience it with us.
What is your favorite thing about him?
Well, I like how caring he is, not like towards other people. He's the most helpful person that you'll ever meet, and he'll give you the shirt off his back.
My favorite and least favorite thing is probably her attitude. Some days it's great, other days we're both very type A, get her done kind of people, and we clash more times than not, which is fun. Kind of keeps everything interesting because I might make a decision and she might make a decision, and we don't realize that until everything kind of plays out together. I don't know, it's kind of fun. Keeps everything exciting.
How's your first year of marriage been?
Well, when you've been living together for 4 years, 4+ years, it's pretty much the same. So it's been good.
The first year's been fun. You know, we're trying to buy houses. We've bought horses. We've trained horses together. We've been hauling to a lot of rope-ins and jackpots for Ashley, and it's been a lot of exciting. We haven't really slowed down at all to really, check the scenery. We've just been running 100 mile an hour, trying to get our feet underneath us. So it's been a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot more good years coming.
What's the key to a happy relationship?
Don't go to bed angry. I know that's like cliche, but I mean, don't go to bed angry. And if you do get in a fight, like just walk away and take a breather. Like, it's not worth screaming at each other. Just take a breather and chill out.
Again, the most common answer here is going to be communication, but I think in any relationship you need to put God first. So as long as we can keep our priorities straight and do everything for Him and prioritize Him in our relationships, and we let we let things go God's way, then it'll go the correct way. So, just being active in church and being active with each other as far as communicating and just supporting everything we do for one another. So, that would be my key.
Where do you see the two of you in 5 years?
Well, hopefully, in a new house of our own, being able to have all of our animals there, maybe a little kid running around, and yeah, that's about it.
Hopefully not dead on the side of a ditch because I drove us there in the middle of the night. I don't know. I mean, we're not really planning for kids right now because it's kind of nice to be able to jump in the rig and go down the road to a rodeo. And I mean, when we have kids, that's not going to slow us down any, but it's kind of nice to be able to live by the seat of our pants right now. So I don't know, 5 years, I'll be 31, so hopefully have a kid by then. And who knows? It's not up to me at the end of the day, so it's up to her.